fourth episode begins with the Enterprise traveling to the Matar system to recover a Federation probe called Angelo 1, which has drifted near Matar 12, a planet controlled by the Klingon. Although the Klingon War has ended, tensions between the Federation and Klingon Empire remain high. Since the probe is too far away for the Enterprise to retrieve directly, Commander Una Chin Riley, Dr. Joseph Mbenga, and Ensign Nyota Uhura take a shuttle to recover it. As they approach Matar 12, Uhura notices that the entire planet appears to be in black and white. The radiation from the planet's sun filters out all color, leaving only light and shadows visible. During the mission, Mbenga reminds Una that this is her first away mission since officially becoming a commander. Although she has always carried leadership responsibilities, her new rank brings additional pressure, especially as the only Illyrian in Starfleet. The team successfully reaches Angelo 1 and sends the probe back toward Federation space. However, before they can return, a Klingon D-7 battle cruiser arrives in orbit. If they return to the Enterprise, the Klingon will detect them, so Captain Christopher Pike orders them to land on Matar 12 and hide among the local population until the Klingon ship leaves. The planet is constantly surrounded by storms, and the shuttle passes through an upgraded Klingon security network. Although the system detects that something entered the planet's atmosphere, it cannot identify the shuttle. Because the people of Matar 12 look human, Una, Mbenga, and Uhura disguise themselves as locals and move toward the city. At a Klingon checkpoint, they realize they have a major problem. The planet requires identification papers, but none of them have any. Before they can retreat, a Mataran named Roman approaches Una and calls her Nivette. He says he has been searching for her because she disappeared for 2 days and he believed she was dead. Una quickly realizes she has found someone who looks exactly like her and decides to use the identity of Nivette. She tells Roman that Mbenga and Uhura are her new recruits. Roman explains that the Klingon are searching for an unidentified shuttle that passed through the security system. But before they begin the search, he takes them to headquarters because there is another situation that requires Nivette's attention. Headquarters is located inside a nightclub where many people wear symbols showing their support for the Klingon occupation. Mbenga notices the signs of Klingon control and reveals that he has experience with occupied worlds. Una soon discovers that her mission is to interrogate a person accused of being a traitor. Uhura becomes nervous because they know nothing about the identities they are pretending to have. Una reminds her that she has spent much of her life hiding her true identity as an Illyrian and knows what it feels like to pretend. Before Uhura faces the danger alone, Mbenga gives her advice about undercover work. He tells her to keep her identity simple, stay close to the truth, and observe everything around her. Meanwhile, back on the Enterprise, Lieutenant Lon Noonien Singh and Lieutenant Spock examine Angelo 1. Lon suspects that the probe may contain something hidden, but Spock does not believe there is evidence of a threat. However, when Lon checks the probe more carefully, she discovers that a data chip labeled 32, B8 has been moved out of place. Although there is no proof that someone tampered with it, Lon believes something is wrong. She brings her concerns to Captain Pike, who tells her to continue investigating if her instincts tell her there is a problem. On Matar 12, Una begins questioning the suspected traitor. The woman claims she is innocent, but secretly tells Una that she has passed her test and has not revealed any information. She gives Una a frequency, 34.6 MHz, and says that everything depends on her now. Before Una can understand what she means, the woman suddenly collapses and dies. Mbenga examines her and discovers she was poisoned by the Borja plant. Commander Kor, the leader of the Klingon occupation force, arrives with his mind scanner, disappointed that Una allowed the prisoner to die before he could question her. Una quickly explains that traitors do not deserve an honorable death, convincing Kor that she handled the situation correctly. Outside the building, Mbenga and Uhura face another checkpoint. A local man is stopped by Klingon because he cannot provide identification. When he tries to escape, the Klingons shoot him. Uhura runs to help him, but the Klingon arrest her for showing compassion and for not having identification. Before Mbenga can follow her, he is approached by Jellum, the nightclub bartender. Mbenga introduces himself as Joseph Ruick, one of Nivette's recruits, and discovers the truth. Jellum is part of the Mataran resistance, and Nivette is their leader. The 3 Starfleet officers realize they have become involved in a rebellion against the Klingon occupation, and their mission has become much more dangerous than simply hiding from the enemy. After being captured by the Klingon, Uhura is taken to Commander Kor, who uses his mind scanner to discover the truth about her identity. Remembering Benga's advice, she creates a false identity and introduces herself as Nyota Nakuru. Kor questions her about her background, and Uhura carefully maintains her cover. When he asks about the color of the trees in her village, she accidentally says they are green, a color that cannot be seen on Matar 12. She quickly explains that she has only heard about the color and hopes to see it one day after leaving the planet. Kor continues testing her by showing her different images and asking what she sees. Uhura refuses to reveal anything and gives the same answer every time. Tree. Even when an image resembles the Starfleet symbol, she does not break. During the interrogation, one of Kor's officers enters and speaks in Klingon, allowing Uhura to secretly learn important information. Back at the nightclub, Jellum explains the situation to Una and Benga. Klingon security has increased, and they need identification papers to survive. Jellum also reveals that the nightclub's mechanical piano is actually a resistance warning system called Tactical Sonic Vigilance. It creates sounds that Klingon cannot hear, but Matarans can, warning them whenever Klingon forces enter the building. On the Enterprise, Lon continues investigating Angelo 1. Her search leads her to Cadet Asha, who helps examine the probe. Asha discovers a relay response signal coming from Angelo 1 back to the Enterprise. Lon follows the signal and finds Lieutenant Montgomery Scott and Lieutenant Erica Ortegas. Scotty and Ortegas explain that they were using the probe as a navigation device to track the Klingon D7 cruiser. The radiation around Matar 12 is affecting their sensors, so they created a way to monitor the Klingon ship and help the away team escape. However, while investigating further, Scotty discovers another hidden signal beneath their transmission that they did not create. Meanwhile, Una and Benga enter Nivette's office to recover her identification. While searching, they discover Nivette's tablet containing the Resistance's database. They learn that Nivette had planned a major operation to destroy the planet's security system. The Resistance planned to infiltrate the neodymium plant, which powers the Klingon security network, and activate an electromagnetic pulse to disable it. The frequency given to Una by the dying prisoner, 34.6 MHz, is the activation code for the EMP device. While looking through the Resistance files, Benga finds pictures of Matar 12 before the Klingon occupation. He also finds an image of Nivette's Resistance group, including Jellum and his daughter. Seeing the family reminds Benga of his own daughter and makes him understand Jellum's determination to protect his people. The two then discover Nivette's body inside a cryogenic chamber. Benga examines her and determines that she was poisoned and placed there in an attempt to survive. Nivette was murdered, meaning whoever killed her could also be targeting Una. Eventually, Uhura's identification arrives, allowing Kor to release her. She returns to Una and Benga and reveals what she learned. The Klingon are preparing a complete military takeover of Matar 12 within 24 hours. The D7 cruiser is carrying troops and supplies, and once the takeover begins, the upgraded security system will prevent anyone from escaping. The Resistance must destroy the security network before the Klingon take full control. Uhura also tells them that she survived the interrogation by following Benga's advice. The name Nakuru came from someone important to her in Kenya, allowing her to stay close to the truth. Soon after, the Tactical Sonic Vigilance system activates as Kor enters the nightclub with his soldiers. While the Klingons celebrate, the Matarans silently strike their tables in rhythm with the Resistance signal. Although the Klingon cannot hear the sound, they understand the act of defiance. Seeing the suffering of the Matarans, Una decides she cannot simply follow Starfleet rules and ignore what is happening. She admits that pretending to be Nivette reminds her of the years she spent hiding her own identity as an Illyrian. Later, Kor tests Una's loyalty by inviting her to drink blood wine with him. She successfully convinces him that she supports the Klingon Empire. Kor reveals that he was testing her loyalty and admits that she has passed. He then explains his plans for the military takeover, unaware that Una already knows everything. Una begins carrying out the Resistance mission. Benga and Uhura guide her using Nivette's information, and she finds the EMP detonator. However, she discovers that the device is designed to activate when it passes through a Klingon checkpoint, meaning the person carrying it would be caught and killed. Nivette had planned to sacrifice herself for her people. Before Una can finish the mission, Roman appears and reveals that he knew she was not the real Nivette. He admits that he killed the real Navette because he felt she ignored his contributions to the resistance. He betrayed the movement, hoping the Klingon would reward him. Una fights Roman to stop him from exposing the resistance. After defeating him, she tries to convince him to help his people, but Roman refuses. Una lets him go and Roman escapes. On the Enterprise, La'an visits Chapel and admits that her investigation has failed. She begins believing that Spock was right and that she was simply being paranoid. However, Chapel asks her to check the transporter records, revealing the truth. Chapel was the one who altered the data chip. Chapel explains that her friend, the captain of the medical ship USS Yang, crossed into Matar in space after answering a distress call. If the drone's recordings reached Starfleet, her friend's career would be ruined. Chapel asks La'an to keep the truth hidden. Back on Matar 12, Roman reaches a Klingon checkpoint and claims he has information about the resistance. However, Una had already predicted his actions. During their fight, she secretly placed the EMP detonator on him. When Roman passes through the checkpoint, the device activates. The EMP shuts down the planet's security network, disabling the Klingon defenses and allowing the people of Matar 12 to escape. Jellum thanks Una for saving his people. He plans to send his daughter Emma to safety, but chooses to stay behind and continue fighting the Klingon. Una believes Jellum is the right person to lead the resistance. The EMP also affects the Klingon D7 cruiser, allowing the Enterprise team to leave the planet. After returning to the ship, La'an reports that there was no sabotage in Angelo 1. As Una, Mbenga, and Uhura travel home, they watch the evacuation of Matar 12. Una questions whether she did enough and whether she made the right decision. Mbenga tells her that he has asked himself similar questions throughout his life and shares that during his first Starfleet medical mission, he defended his patients during a civil war. When Una wonders if she made the correct choice, Mbenga tells her that only she can decide. Looking at her reflection in the shuttle window, Una accepts what she did and believes she can live with her decision.